Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. Kellen here with Droid Life. So I've got in front of me the brand new Moto 360 2nd Gen, or Moto 360 2015, whatever you want to call it. Our pre-order, customized through Moto Maker, has arrived. Motorola let us make one for review purposes, so that's what we're looking at here. And because we're going to now kick off that review, we want to do an unboxing and show you guys that we have one and just give you another tour, because we haven't seen this for a little while now. We did get some early hands-on time when it was announced, but we want to show you guys again what we're working with, and then we'll get into the good stuff. As for unboxings go, this is the 46mm men's version. So as a reminder, there's a 42mm men's version, 46mm men's version, and then a 42mm women's version. So this version starts at $349. The 42mm starts at $299. So you're looking at $299 or $349 depending on size, basically. And then if you start adjusting colors and bezels and all straps and all that stuff, you could add on and you could potentially make a pretty expensive smartwatch. So again, 46mm, and I golded this thing out and then went with a leather band as well. So packaging, it's just like last year's packaging for the most part, in that it's round and reminding you that it's a round smartwatch, because at least in our opinion, smartwatches should be round, not squares. So that's pretty much it in terms of packaging. Let's pull this here and start pulling out the goods. Get off tape. So pop that up. And there is the device. So we'll pull that out as well. Inside, it does come with a wireless charger, which is what this is right here. So it's similar to last year's device in that it wirelessly charges on a dock like this, except they've told us, at least in review materials, that this charger is not compatible with last year's model, and last year's charger is not compatible with this new model. So if you have a couple of chargers laying around, you've upgraded to the new one, that's a little bit unfortunate. And then here is your power adapter, and there's a guide in there as well, and we don't really care about those. So let's go ahead and pull the watch out. Oh, there we go. Separate that before I break it. So it's also on a nice little soft foam pillow here. And I believe this is a screen protector or sticker of some sort on the top. And sure enough, it is. Okay, so as a spec rundown here, again, this is 46mm version. There's also a 42mm version. Now, if I were to personally buy this device, I would probably go 42mm. 46mm is just too big for me and my sort of smallish wrists. Just in general, and when I prefer a watch, I go 42mm rather than 46. But you obviously can make your own decisions there depending on how it looks or the look you're going for. So again, 46mm. This has a 1.56-inch round display. The 42mm is a little bit smaller at 1.37. They're backlit LCDs with Gorilla Glass 3 on there, so they should be fairly scratch resistant. Let's see, what else? You have a 400 milliamp hour battery in this bigger version. The 42mm comes with a 300 milliamp hour. So about 100 milliamp hour difference from the 42mm to the 46. And battery life wise, the 42mm should get about 1.5 days of mixed use. And that's with the ambient mode, which is the always on screen. And that's with that off. If you go with this version, Motorola says you can get up to 2 days of mixed use with no ambient mode. So 2 days is not too bad, actually. It's water resistant. IP67 dust and water resistant, has a heart rate monitor on the back, wirelessly charges also on the back. It sits on its little stand, 4 gig of internal storage, 512 megabytes of RAM, Bluetooth 4.0. And then it actually comes with a much more modern Qualcomm Snapdragon 400 quad-core processor this time around, instead of that really, really ancient OMAP processor they put in last year's. So that's kind of it. We are looking at Horween leather bands again. So you can see that there. Horween leather. So Chicago company, which makes really nice leather, or uses really nice leather products and distributes them to all sorts of things. Like you'll find the leather in the back of the Moto 3 or the Moto X as well. So nice leather band, and it's actually really soft. So last year I used a couple of different official Horween leather bands for the Moto 360, and they're by far the nicest on any of the smartwatches. The Watch Urbane and the Huawei watch are coming with leather bands. I just don't think they're as nice a quality as this. I mean, this is soft out of the box and inviting to wear. The Watch Urbane's leather band is probably one of the worst things I've ever put on my wrist. So on the back, it's telling me please remove. So it looks like a whole nother sticker here. It'd be nice if they added little tabs on here to help remove. There we go. So there's the back casing. It's going to be tough to pick up on camera here, but you do have heart rate sensor, Moto 360, stainless steel case, wireless charging, pedometer. So it's all listed on there. So you do have a stainless steel case. Obviously this one has been coated in a gold color, and then you can see here the knurl bezel, which is just sort of a textured bezel. And we do have lugs this time around, so here are your lugs. So it's not going to be quite that in the previous version, which I'll show you in a second, the band sort of slid into the case and sort of really gave you this really clean modern look. Now you got more of a classic timepiece look with lugs. The crown has moved up to the 2 o'clock position, and that it's basically so that when it's on wrist, which we can go ahead and throw this on the wrist now. Basically, so when it's on your wrist, we can get this on tight enough. First time you put on a leather strap is never the easiest. There we go. Okay, so basically the 2 o'clock position, so when it's on your wrist and you do this, if it's in the 3 o'clock position, it can jab into your hand or wrist a lot more. So, man, 46 millimeters is huge on my wrist. So anyway, here's the device on wrist. So you can kind of get a good look there. Look, I still like the design of the Moto 360, but man, I really should have gone 42 millimeters. So anyways, if you guys see me on the street, yes, I'm the guy wearing the watch that is about 3 times too big for his tiny little wrist. You can see they did use gold plating here on the buckle as well to at least match the gold on the frame. So yeah, 46 millimeter, that's it on a wrist. I can power it up, but obviously I don't have this thing paired, so we're not going to get very far. Oh wow, and I just long pressed too long there, and I'm actually in the bootloader mode, so let's not do that. Let's do a comparison while that's doing whatever it's doing. Here is the original. So the original, I believe, is about 45 millimeter case instead of 46, so still quite large. And again, I mentioned that it has that sort of attachment in the case. And this one is actually attached via lugs. So they do have a slightly different appearance to them. Still round smartwatches that sort of look like modern timepieces. Just a little bit different connection there. And Motorola did say that by moving out to lugs, it allowed them to maximize the battery. So you have a little bit bigger battery this time around as well. Other than that, everything's about stayed the same other than the processor on the inside. I did want to point out that the band now has, at least official bands have a little switch. So you can sort of pull this and detach. So getting new bands on and off should be much easier this time around. Instead of using watch tools, you can kind of do that on your own just by sliding that over and sliding the band out. So I don't know why this thing's not booting up, but it's struggling a little bit. There we go, Motorola. So it's Android Wear. It's the newest version of Android Wear. You guys have seen that 100,000 times from us already, so I'm not going to really go through that. We'll set it up though. We'll start testing it, testing battery life and all that good stuff, and let you guys know. So until then, if you guys have comments, questions, or need us to test anything in particular here with the new Moto 360 2nd Gen, we can do that. We are Droid Life. Peace.